Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video. As you probably know, we post content daily, so if you'd like to show your support, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, join the notification squad by subscribing and hitting that bell notification on, but also, don't forget to comment down below saying I subscribed to enter our monthly shoutouts, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Hope you enjoy the video. According to Forbes, there are more than 2,200 billionaires in the world, and while some of them are self-made people who managed to bring their ideas to realization, others simply inherited their businesses and immense wealth and took it to another level. With mind-boggling net worths, it doesn't surprise that many billionaires donate a large percentage of their fortune to charity, but some do it more humbly than others. From tech CEOs and expert investors to heiresses, here are 10 richest people in the world. Shortly after resigning from the hedge fund giant David Elliott Shaw way back in 1994, Jeff Bezos founded Amazon.com that would, over the years to come, become a retail giant as we know it today. Initially, Bezos had pitched the idea of an online bookstore to Shaw, who wasn't interested, so he went and became the person responsible for the growth of online shopping and e-commerce on his own. In the beginning, an online book retailer operated out of Bezos' garage in Seattle, and even though Amazon.com originally started out selling books, it has since morphed into a one-stop shop for pretty much everything out there, and is arguably the world's most important retailer that is also a filmmaker, a cloud computing company, a grocery chain, and a bookstore, among other things. According to CNBC, Amazon is now worth over $430 billion, but in addition to that, Bezos also owns a private space company, Blue Origin, that is developing a reusable rocket that will carry passengers, has purchased the Washington Post in 2013 for $250 million, and also bought the upscale grocery chain Whole Foods for an estimated $13.7 billion. With all this in mind, the fact that Jeff Bezos is the wealthiest person alive with an estimated net worth of $156 billion, and not the first person in modern history to accumulate a fortune of over $100 billion, is not all that surprising. Born in Seattle, Bill Gates used his first computer in 1967 when he was just a kid in school. His childhood friend Paul Allen has also developed an interest in computers at their school, so the two went on and co-founded Microsoft together about a decade later in 1975. The rest is pretty much history, and even though Gates was only 31 years old when he became the world's youngest billionaire at the time, he did not go on a spending spree. Today he is sitting at an estimated net worth of $95.7 billion and has naturally indulged in things over time, like a Washington estate worth $125 million that took him 7 years and $63 million to build, a private airplane which cost $40 million and can seat up to 19 people, as well as a luxury car collection. Still, they make up only a fraction of his massive fortune. The rest of his incredible wealth, Gates often donates to charity through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, spending $30 billion over the past 14 years to fight polio and malaria, as well as $50 million last year alone to help fight Ebola. In addition to that, Gates and his wife have also pledged to give away most of their fortune through the Giving Pledge, which he launched in 2010. Born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1930, Warren Buffett bought his first stock when he was just 11 years old and filed his first taxes at the age of 13, only to become one of the most successful investors of all time. In 1962, Buffett bought shares in a textile company called Berkshire Hathaway and became the majority shareholder 2 years later. Over the next couple of years, he expanded the company to the insurance and other investments, and today, Berkshire Hathaway is a $500 billion company with a single share of stock trading at over $300,000 per share. Over the years, Buffett has earned the nickname the Oracle of Omaha simply because of his knack for value investing, as he was always able to find a bargain in undervalued companies. Even though he is currently the third richest person in the world, with a net worth of $87.1 billion, Buffett has given much of his wealth to charity and has surprisingly revealed that he doesn't plan on leaving his riches to his kids. Instead, like his peers, he has given away more than $27 billion over the last 10 years and has vowed to give away 99% of his wealth. Interestingly, in HBO's documentary Becoming Warren Buffett, he has claimed that he typically pays under $4 for breakfast from McDonald's every morning. Born on March 5, 1949 in Roubaix, France, Bernard Arnault developed his business skills while he was working for his father's engineering company, Ferret Savenel, that he converted to a real estate company in 1976. This quickly proved to be a good business call, and eventually Arnault was head of his own company in the United States. However, after a few failed business attempts in the US, he returned to France and purchased what would later become the luxury goods conglomerate LVMH, made up of such companies as Louis Vuitton, Dior, Moet & Chandon, Givenchy, and Fendi, including the retail chain Sephora, as well as watch and jewelry brands like Tag Heuer and Bulgari. Thanks to all this, Arnault became the richest man in Europe with an estimated net worth of $74.3 billion. Surprisingly, while he loves being number one, the billionaire CEO doesn't use email and he never texts. "I've got no email, just a phone," he said, "and I would never text, just call." Mark Zuckerberg was only a sophomore at Harvard University when in 2004, along with fellow Harvard classmate Eduardo Severin, he invented the first version of Facebook, named FaceMash at the time, in his Harvard dorm room. Later on, fellow colleagues Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss claimed that it was they who gave Zuckerberg the idea for what would turn out to be a social media powerhouse, which led to an infamous lawsuit that was finally settled in 2008. In the end, the Winklevoss twins were awarded $20 million and what at the time was $45 million in stocks. According to Forbes, the founder and CEO of Facebook today has a net worth of about $56 billion and still is a member of the Giving Pledge and co-founder of the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, which he started with his college sweetheart turned wife, Priscilla Chan. The Harvard dropout has dedicated much of his wealth to charitable causes and has pledged to donate 99% of his fortune. Known for founding Inditex Fashion Group, which includes Zara clothing stores among many others, Amancio Ortega is a self-made billionaire with an estimated net worth of $71.3 billion. Back in 1975, Ortega co-founded Inditex with his then-wife Rosalia Mera and eventually became the wealthiest retailer in the world. Throughout his career, Ortega maintained his fast fashion philosophy and business model to great success, as it included refreshing the stock at Zara stores twice a week. Also, the company primarily focused on bloggers and customers for what they're wearing to get a general idea about things that are selling, instead of focusing solely on fashion shows. Surprisingly, unlike other billionaires, Ortega has kept his life private and stayed out of the public eye for quite a lot of time, with the first photo of him being published in 1999. Coming up in this book, we have Carlos Slim Helu, Mexican business magnate, sitting at an estimated net worth of $67.1 billion. When his father, who immigrated to Mexico from Lebanon and already had a couple of successful real estate and retail businesses, died in 1953, Slim inherited everything and after graduating from college in the early 60s, founded his own insurance company. Today, Mexico's richest man controls América Móvil, Latin America's biggest mobile telecom firm, and also has stakes in Mexican construction, consumer goods, mining, and real estate companies and 17% of the New York Times. But even though he is a philanthropist, Slim has surprisingly openly criticized fellow billionaires for giving their money to charity, saying that company leaders need to create companies instead of giving them away. After dropping out of college 2 times, Larry Ellison moved from Chicago to California, where he took several jobs and eventually learned about computer programming. Eventually, along with 2 co-workers, he left the company and founded his own software company, Oracle, that would later on become the world's most popular database. Ellison acted as CEO of the company until 4 years ago, when he stepped down and was even named the highest paid executive in the United States during that particular period of time. With an estimated net worth of $58.5 billion, Ellison can of course allow himself to spend his wealth in more luxurious ways, like buying the entire island of Lanai in Hawaii, in addition to the rest of real estate around the world worth millions of dollars. However, the 72-year-old billionaire has given plenty to education and charity and doesn't intend to stop, as he plans to give away billions. According to Bloomberg, Françoise Bettencourt-Meyers is currently the richest woman in the world, sitting at an estimated net worth of $48 billion. After the death of French heiress Liliane Bettencourt, the daughter of L'Oreal founder Eugene Schuell, last year, Françoise inherited all her mother's wealth. However, 64-year-old heiress doesn't act like other billionaires, as she mostly keeps to herself. She rarely gives interviews or appears before the media, and is described as a very sober person, more comfortable with her piano and her books than with the worlds of big business and finance. According to Tom Sankton, author of The Bettencourt Affair, splashy purchases are not her style. Born in 1942, Michael Bloomberg started out on Wall Street in '66 with, you guessed it, an entry-level job at investment bank Salomon Brothers. After getting fired 15 years later, in 1981, Bloomberg founded Bloomberg LP, an information technology and media company that has eventually grown to worth $45 billion with more than 100 offices worldwide. Still, even though he added the news and media subsidiary in 1990, the majority of the company's revenue kept coming from the sale of terminals. With a net worth estimated of around $51.8 billion, aside from serving 3 terms as mayor of New York City from 2002 to 2013, Bloomberg is a big philanthropist and has donated more than $5 billion to climate change and gun control among many other causes. Thank you for checking this video out, and don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on and comment down below that you subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.